Hi, it's Lynn Liaz, and I have a couple of interesting news pieces I came across I want to share with you. First of all, and you can see the original image here on the screen, what appears to be a floating city in the clouds. And it says going viral, floating city witnessed by hundreds causes massive stir on the internet. Nobody seems to know exactly what it is. Now, I will note that in two separate quotes from two news sources, it says hundreds of people witnessed it, and then in another it says thousands. So I'm not sure whether hundreds of people saw it or thousands of people saw it, because one says hundreds, one says thousands. You'll see that here in the quotes I provided in my article. It says, is it an optical illusion created by strange cloud formations? If so, I've never seen one quite like this. Have you? And it is pretty strange. I've never seen a cloud formation that looks quite that dimensional. Is it a hologram? Is it a glimpse into another dimension? That's what people are asking, but no one seems to know the answer. However, some news sources are saying it's just an optical illusion created by strange cloud formations. According to Gizmodo News, this extraordinary image of an apparent floating city has created quite a stir among conspiracy theorists. But a well-known optical illusion is the likely explanation for the phenomenon. Now, by the end of the article, they do say that it doesn't exactly match that explanation. You'll see in a moment. As reported in The Independent, the bizarre cloud formation appears to show a cityscape high above the city of Foshan in China's Guangdong province. Footage of the phenomenon appeared on Chinese TV last week and was apparently witnessed by hundreds of astonished onlookers. The sight lasted for only a few minutes before disappearing. A few days later, a similar cloud city was seen in the province of Jiangxi, China. Now notice there, as I mentioned, here they're saying hundreds. All right. Now there's a diagram of how this sort of thing happens. They also added, more reasonably, the phenomenon is likely the Fata Morgana optical illusion, a mirage that happens under special conditions. It happens when rays of light are bent after passing through air layers of varying temperatures in a thermal inversion. A Fata Morgana, could this explain the strange vision in the sky? Or is it something far more complex, or better, far more sinister? It is said that Fata Morgana mirages are usually seen just above the horizon and have caused many illusions, which include castles in the air, inverted and floating boats, twisted mountains, and extremely warped atmospheric formations. However, it is possible this floating city might be an elaborate hoax created by digital manipulation. Now, Gizmodo News also added that the footage of the phenomenon is the only one available, and that would be the video you see below that text on the screen, which is hard to believe given that thousands of people witnessed it. That's where they have the confusion there. They first said hundreds, now they say thousands. And though Fata Morgana is a likely explanation, this particular cloud city looks characteristically different than classic Fata Morgana images, which typically appear immediately above the horizon. So you can see that there. So what do you guys think it is? Personally, I have no idea. It is awfully strange to be a cloud formation. Is it a hologram, a cloud formation, as they state? Is it a glimpse into another dimension? What is it? Nobody really knows. I suppose we may never know what it is. It may be one of those things we always just wonder. Again, I've never seen anything like it. Now here's the original pieces in Independent. Ominous cloud looming over China creates apparition of floating city. And the one I quoted in Gizmodo News. Now here's another article I found interesting. It says, perfect Bible page found fused into 9/11 steel. What it says will give you chills. The Conservative Tribune writes, of the small miracles to have come out of the tragic events of September 11th of 2001, it is perhaps one of the most instructive, a Bible verse fused to a piece of steel from the disintegrated buildings. According to the New York Times, the piece was found by a construction worker on Tully Road, a temporary path used for trucks and other equipment at the World Trade Center site. The fragment was found in March of 2002 and contained a portion of the Sermon on the Mount from the Gospel of Matthew. Retaliation, it read, you have heard that it hath been said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. But I say unto you that you resist not evil. But whosoever shall smite thee on thy right cheek, turn to him the other also. Interesting, considering a verse from the Quran on that exact topic. And we ordained for them therein a life for a life, an eye for an eye, a nose for a nose, an ear for an ear, a tooth for a tooth, and for wounds is legal retribution. Quran 545. While the Bible certainly allows for self-defense, it's worth pointing out that it doesn't condone the smiting of unbelievers. That's quite the opposite of the Quran, which prescribes such punishments for those who refuse to abide by the doctrine of Allah. The Quran 973 also reads, O Prophet, make war on the unbelievers and the hypocrites. Be harsh with them. Their ultimate abode is hell, a hapless journey's end. While the Prophet may not have made war on us that day, some of his followers certainly did. Joel Meyerowitz, an author who was originally sent the photo of the fragment found on Tully Road, talked about the find in an email. This shredded, burned, and rubble-covered Bible came to me from the loving hands of a fireman who knew that I was the record keeper of Ground Zero. My astonishment at seeing the page that the Bible was open to made me realize that the Bible's message survives throughout time, he said, and in every era we interpret its teachings freshly, as the occasion demands. True enough, especially when it speaks to us with such clarity. What do you think about this biblical message found in the rubble of one of the most appalling tragedies in human history? Let us know how you feel on our Facebook page and Twitter. Now, that comes to you again from the Conservative Tribune. And you can see it right there. The Bible page perfectly fused. I think that is really cool how that happened, as well as the passage that is listed. I don't believe anything happens by accident, especially where God is concerned. And finally, one more piece of news. I received this link via Facebook. NASA just announced an unexpected asteroid flyby this Halloween, our closest flyby of this size since 2006. Now, sit tight, even though this asteroid may not hit us. The thing I'm noticing is we're getting a lot of close calls in the past few years, and God did tell us in his word that there would be signs in the heavens, signs in the sun, the moon, and the stars. Okay, so maybe these close flybys are a warning. It's time to get to know a new friend, Asteroid 2015 TB-145, a sizable chunk of rock that's hurtling through space at speeds of over 126,000 kilometers per hour, or 78,293 miles per hour right now. Discovered just 10 days ago, the asteroid has caught the attention of scientists at NASA because on October 31st, it is expected to draw closer to Earth than anything this size has since July of 2006. But before you reach for the keys to your apocalypse bunker, relax. When we say close, we are talking relatively, which in this case means 1.3 lunar distances, or about 499,000 kilometers, or 310,000 miles from the Earth. However, be it known, this is the closest approach by a known object this large until 1999. AN-10 approaches within 1 lunar distance in August 2027, a NASA report states. The last approach closer than this was by 2004 XP-14 in July of 2006 at 1.1 lunar distances. Detected on October the 10th by the Pan-STARRS Eye Survey in Hawaii, which employs several astronomical cameras and telescopes from around the world to identify potentially threatening near-Earth objects, Asteroid 2015 TB-145 is estimated to be between 280 to 620 meters. That's 918 to 2,034 feet in diameter. We have had closer encounters recently, but not by something on this scale. In 2013, Russian motorists filmed a 17-meter meteorite burn up in Earth's atmosphere at a top speed of 19 kilometers, and back in 1908, a 40-meter meteorite crashed into a Russian forest. So this is something just to watch. Again, it's probably not going to hit the Earth or put us in any danger, but we should be aware of the fact that I believe God is sending us signs. Once again, there will be signs in the sun, the moon, and the stars. So let us pray and let us take God seriously, because in the past few years, we have had more near-Earth objects than we previously had. So again, God may very well be sending us some signs to let us know, hey, wake up, everybody. You're in the end times and things are going to start escalating and happening faster and faster, just like the woman in labor. So definitely something to watch. Now, I did want to comment before I end this video. If you didn't see my previous video upload about the section on my YouTube channel I started, it's called Your Voice. And it's an opportunity for you to share with me if you have any extraordinary stories or some life-changing story or event in your life, or something weird. Maybe you saw something strange that made no sense, or you had a strange experience. Maybe you saw a Bigfoot. Who knows? Just anything that you feel that people would be interested or could really reach out and help someone. If you have something, I would like for you to email it to me, and that email is in my previous video. It is yourvoiceshow@gmail.com. Again, that is yourvoiceshow@gmail.com. Email it to me. Now, if I get an overwhelming response, such as I have had, obviously I'm not going to be able to reach out to everyone. Okay, I'll have to weed through and pick the ones that I think are really, really spectacular. Of course, there may be a few that I also think are just as spectacular, but I might have to save those for a later time. I might not be able to get to it right now. But what I'll be doing is setting up an interview with you to do over Skype. Now, previously I'd stated that we would do like a video Skype, but I was informed that the video on Skype is not that great and it might reduce the quality of the video. So what I'll probably do is just do a voice call on Skype. And if you have a photograph of yourself or a photograph pertaining to what you're talking about, or maybe you have multiple photos of something you're talking about, then you can send them to me and I'll include those in the video so people have something to look at while they're listening to our interview. If you're not comfortable with a photo of yourself and you have no photos, then I'll try to find something that pertains to the subject matter of what we're talking about. So it's your opportunity to speak. Now, also, Lisa Haven and I are developing our own website. We currently have Vine of Life News, but it crashes all the time. It's corrupt. It's no good. We have problems with it. So we're having a new website made as we speak, and it's not ready just yet. So if you go to it, you're going to get that it's under construction or whatever the message is. But if you want to go to it and bookmark it, because it should be up, I would say by the beginning of next month. It is www.freedomnationnews.com. I don't even think you have to put the www. It's just freedomnationnews.com. Okay, I will put the link below this video in the About section. But make sure you bookmark that. That way, when it's up, you can go to it and subscribe to us for all the latest prophecy news updates. Now, Lisa and I are also talking about putting a section where people who have things they want to share can share, but we would have to approve your post. We're not just going to let people randomly post and put whatever up. We would have to read it and approve it. But we're talking about doing that. Something similar to what I'm doing here on my YouTube, except it would be writing instead of a voice interview. Okay, so I'd like to hear your thoughts about us adding a section to our new website like that. Share your thoughts. And please find me on Twitter. I will put the link below in the About section. If you're not following me on Twitter, follow me, because every time I post a video or anything, it automatically gets posted to Twitter. Or if I make a post anywhere, a news post, I post it to Twitter. So if you haven't followed me before, follow me on Twitter. The link to my Twitter, once again, will be below this video in the About section, along with the new website that's underway of Lisa Haven and mine. So be sure and check it out. Thank you so much. If you have any relevant news you think is worthy to be posted or something I have missed, oftentimes if it's something that's really being covered by a lot of people, I won't do it because I assume most of you have heard about it. But feel free and send it to me. Either put it below the video. But if you do that, be warned that a lot of times stuff with links goes to spam. You can do that, or you can send it to the yourvoiceshow@gmail.com address as well. Thank you so much, and God bless all of you. I look forward to hearing from you.